everyone, it is Jess here from the Scrappy Sisters, and thank you for joining me for Scraptember day number 12 and the large circle prompt. So today we are joined by the fabulous Sara Scraps. She has got a plethora of different things over on her channel. She's got haul videos, she's got process videos, she's got killing a kit with Skyle, she has got travelers notebooks, she has got sketch challenges, she's got the work. So definitely check out the link down below and pop on over to see her. And then of course don't forget to check out the link for Laura Albert, who is of course joining us each and every day as part of our collaboration for our Scraptember series this month. So what am I doing here? I've cut a big giant circle out of my page. It is about an 8-inch circle because the photograph I'm using is an 8x10. I then got a piece of ribbon from my stash and I went back and forth, like in and out, all down the center with a needle and thread. I then pulled on said thread to make a little ruffle to gather that string, that ribbon all together. And then I'm using my hot glue gun to just glue along that center line. Now you can see it was a little bit fiddly, so I did cut quite a bit of it out, but you can see the results there. It just creates this really gorgeous little ruffle all the way around the edge of my circle, just really softening the feel of that that harshly cut out circle. I'm just showing you how I finished it off. I really didn't finish it off all that carefully. I just cut it really close to the edge and glued it down because I'm actually going to put my title right on top of the join just to make sure that I know it'll be secure and won't fray. That's the word I'm looking for. So I do continue to use my hot glue gun, which is not a medium that I usually use, and it's not a medium that I particularly enjoy using because it is, I hate the stringy bits, the what do you call them? The spider web type bits. But because of the tulle, I was concerned about how well things would stick. So I am going to continue using my hot glue gun for most of this layout. I will use a little bit of foam because I do want things popped up on foam as well. But mostly it will be adhered down with the hot glue. So obviously some of you will have noticed that the title there is Our Big Day. It did have Our Big Days. I was contemplating just cutting the S off, but I decided just to make sure I didn't, cut it badly, I would just cover it with that floral cluster there that I'm working on now. Some of these cluster pieces for the floral were fussy cut off the 12x12 paper sheet. I'm using a little bit of a mixture of sort of 3 different collections for this layout. So most of it is the new Coco Vanilla Studios Daydream collection, but the whole backing paper, the whole 12x12 that I'm using there that says Love Always, is Love Always, the Coco Vanilla Studios collection. I just particularly wanted this piece of paper because of this, what the wording is written across it, because this is going to be the front cover of my wedding album. And so of course that text was just a perfect match. So I pulled that out. And then I didn't quite have enough ephemera that I wanted to use. So I actually combined a Reject Shop collection, which is a Rosie Studio collection, which just had really nice matching colours to it as well. So I'll point out which pieces of ephemera that would be as they come along. Little tulle bow that I added just a minute ago, that is something I made out of some tulle. So if you're interested in a tutorial on that, let me know and I'll hit you up with a link to the process video. The kite, the little teeny tiny bunting that's joining the title, the flower cluster next to the title, and the tulle bow, the pinwheel, that little teeny tiny rainbow, and the love heart speech bubble thing, that is all, and on all the tiny word phrases, they're all from my alternate collection that I got from the Reject Shop / Rosie Studio. In Australia we purchase it in person from the Reject Shop and it's rebranded, but it is the same as what you purchase from the Rosie Studio. And I just threw this in, as I mentioned earlier, because I wouldn't have enough supply to create my entire wedding album with just the Daydream collection. I should have purchased more of it, but I did not. And that Rosie Studio collection is called Warm and Cozy. So, as I mentioned, I'm just going to continue gluing that on using my hot glue gun and a little bit of foam tape where I want things to pop up. You'll notice that I also pulled out 3 of the, what do you call them, material hearts? Fabric hearts, puffy hearts they're called, from Cocoa Vanilla Daydream collection, puffy hearts. They're made out of like a fabric, and they're a bit cushiony, so they are puffy. They're super cute. I also put a piece of flare on. Oh my stars, because it's super cute. And then the word phrases that I've included, down near the heading, I've got happy day. Over on this side, I'm about to put a purple one that says best day. And then I've got a darker sort of black or navy blue one over on the other side that says real life. And I just thought they were really cute. Really cute. I don't want that floral piece that I'm working with right now. I don't want it to overlap too much over the circle, but I am aware that that is sort of a bit of a blank space on the layout. There is no, like, that's above my husband and my heads in our photo. So it won't be a huge deal if it overlaps a little bit up there. But yeah, I just don't want it overlapping too much. And then what else am I up to here? Just plugging away at my layout, really. Popping the butterfly up on foam and sticking it down. Adhering the rainbow and the heart speech bubble flat to the page, but popping up the text that says best day. And I'm just about finished the circle, so I've just got to do this last little cluster over on the side here, and we will be good to go. Little extra love heart on there. Put the little, I'm going to adhere the kite flat to the page, but the tail is going to go up on top of the blue flower that has been popped up on foam, so that will have a little bit of dimension to it as well. Popping up that large rainbow, mostly just because I wanted to. Sometimes I choose what gets popped up based on the things that I like the look of. I think it's super cute, so I wanted to pop it up a bit more. Then adhering the last few bits and pieces, so popping on the butterfly. I just wanted to overlap a little bit with that puffy heart, then putting on the last little tiny flower and the word phrase. And then I'm essentially done, but I notice when I'm looking at the layout that I feel like it's missing something in that gap just in between the rainbow and the kite. So I'm not 100% sure what I want to put there, so I'm going to adhere my photograph first. So this is an 8x10 photo that I'm going to pop on. It fits exactly. I cannot be a smidge out because you will see through. The circle is an 8-inch circle and the photo is an 8-inch photo. So I do have to make sure that it is perfectly lined up. Otherwise, you will see, like, I don't know, a gap. And I really don't want that. I want it to be completely flush. I'm loving the look, though. I think this is beautiful. It is working really, really well. So now I'm just going to go ahead and put on a whole bunch of sticky tape to adhere that all down with. Sticky stew. I was thinking I should double-sided tape it, but I think the sticky tape will actually work quite well for the overall adhering of that. And then I realized when I was doing that I still hadn't chopped off the branding strip. I got so carried away with the creating that I forgot about it. Whoopsie days. So just going to go ahead and do that now. And then as I mentioned, there's that one gap just right there, and it's also got a little bit of a funny piece of tulle. So I look through the collection and I find this little jam jar. And I know that seems like a really random thing to put on this layout, but the jam for my bonbonnieres actually gave homemade jam and homemade soap. So that little black there says homemade, and I really like it as being so dark as well because it kind of offsets the real life that's over on the other side. And then I'm going to stick on the jam jar. I had unplugged my hot glue gun, so I'm just letting that warm back up, and while it does, I'm dashing on some gold splatters. And then when that's all warmed up, I'm going to stick on this jam jar, which I think is so cool that it actually has a little bit of meaning to this layout. It's very quickly becoming one of my favorite embellishments on the whole circle now, because it's got a purpose to it, which I just love. And here is my finished product. Yay! If you've got an eagle eye, you'll notice that I put the little bone colored heart over top of the pinwheel. That blue was just too strong and I need to cover it up. And it is complete. So thank you so much for watching. Check out that description box down below to see links to our amazing special guests. Don't forget, you might want to join our Facebook group and play along at home. And thanks so much everyone for joining us today. Bye everyone.